Okay, what's up, everybody? Good morning. Welcome to a Monday edition of Morning Scone presented by Brock, the Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic, Hudco Roofing, HudcoRoofing.com, Restored Motions, RestoredMotions.com, and ProChargeEV.com. All right, hope your Monday's off to a great start. Unfortunately, the Saints went and did their best to ruin our weekend. Felt like days of yesteryear as a Saints fan, unfortunately, where they snatch victory from the jaws of defeat. Absolutely horrendous. Absolutely horrendous. Poof. I mean, all right, where to begin? I guess we'll get going. You score on the opening drive of the ball game, you lead 7-0. The defense is playing lights out. Green Bay put together a couple of drives, you snuffed it out. You're winning 17-0 at the end of the third quarter. You had a punt return for a touchdown in the ball game. Absolutely impossible to imagine the scenario play out the way it did, where you're leading 17-0 going into the fourth quarter. Your defense is playing lights out, and you can't close. The defense gives up 18 points in the fourth quarter. Blake Grupe, of course, missed what would have been a potential game-winning field goal. It's, I think, very easy to look at Blake Grupe and say, and blame him. I mean, kid, you got to make the kick. I mean, that's period, paragraph, like no qualifiers. You have to make that kick. You're a professional kicker. It's 46 yards. Make the freaking kick. Make the kick, and you very likely win. There's always the possibility that Green Bay could in 1 minute go down and kick a game-winning field goal. But your defense was good, obviously, until the fourth quarter. Anyway, all that without even bringing up the fact that you lose Derek Carr to injury. We'll wait and see what the prognosis is. I know Rappaport said it was an AC joint and he'll be out a little while, but avoided major injury. So it's Jameis. Of course, naturally, immediately on Twitter, and a lot of the geniuses start to say, well, you can't win with Jameis, which is so stupid. I'm not the guy that's going to sit here. Look, whenever the Saints initially signed Jameis, I understood the concept and I was optimistic. I think it's pretty clear he's not going to be the guy that's going to be a top 10 quarterback in the NFL and lead you to the Super Bowl. But Jameis is Derek Carr. They're the same guy. Carr was 13 of 18 for 103. Jameis was 10 of 16 for 101. Carr averaged 5.7 per attempt. Jameis averaged 6.3 per attempt. Carr had the touchdown, no picks. Jameis, no touchdown, no picks. Obviously, the Saints are playing for a field goal there at the end. I mean, they're the same guy. For everyone who wants to think Derek Carr is some great shakes, the bottom line, and I'm very sorry he got hurt, and I do think he gives you the best chance to win. I'm not saying that. I don't want him to get hurt, obviously, but all that. So, two separate conversations. One, your offensive line is atrocious. And it's so sad that the offensive line is this bad because of the draft capital you've invested. Ryan Ramczyk at one point in his career was the best right tackle in the NFL. He's just not playing well. He's just not a good player right now. You have a left tackle, first-round pick, and Trevor Penning, who is playing horribly. Cesar Ruiz got hurt yesterday. That's a first-round pick. Eric McCoy gave up a sack yesterday as well. The St. Jude School Golf Tournament is today here in our neighborhood, and so the congregation is happening at our house this morning, and Drew's already awake. So that's Larry, by the way, for those who are familiar with our family vacations during the summer. Larry just showed up. Anyway, so we'll say some good mornings here in a second. I know I got a little late start here, so my apologies for that, but we'll get rolling here in a second. But this team has so much wrong with it, and I always say winning masks deficiencies, and you won the first 2 weeks in spite of a terrible offensive line, an offense that couldn't score, leaning very heavily on your defense. And here's the thing too, like, I understand as well as anybody, like, in the NFL, you're not going to go undefeated, right? Like, you're going to lose games. Everybody loses games. Great teams lose games. Dallas looked like world beaters the first 2 weeks. They went to Arizona yesterday and lost. It's the NFL. Everybody loses games. But I would have rathered lose the way Dallas did at Arizona yesterday, because you can come after that game, you can circle back and you can say, you know what? They were just better. We're a really good team, but they were just better. We didn't play our best, and they did, and hat tip to them. We were on the road and they played well and we didn't, and we lost. Like, I can handle that because that happens in the NFL. It happens every week in the NFL. What's really tough to stomach is whenever you have a game won and you blow it. You blow it. And that's the disappointing thing, because we've seen it each of the last 2 years. 2 years ago, if you remember, the Saints were up 3 scores with 8 minutes to go at home against the Giants. And they let Daniel Jones rally to beat them. And last year, they were up 13 with 2 minutes to go on the road at Tampa, and they lost. That was a game where Mark Ingram ran out of bounds. And each of the last 2 years, you missed the playoffs by 1 game. You missed the playoffs by 1 game. And you can look at those games where you had them won and you peed down your leg and lost. And that's the thing that's most frustrating, because I don't think this team has great margin. Like, it's a bad division, but I think it's going to be very similar to a year ago. I mean, the silver lining is Atlanta lost yesterday as well. Tampa plays today. So it was a Monday Night Football doubleheader. So hopefully Tampa loses, and so you maintain pace with everybody in the division. But the point is, like, that was a game you had won. Like, if the Saints had gone on the road and just flat lost to Green Bay, lost to a better team, short week on the road, I'd have been like, okay, that happened. Short week, road, you lost. But the problem is the manner in which you lost that game, where you had a win and you gagged it away. That's hard to overcome. It's just, yeah. I fear the same thing is going to happen, which happened the last 2 years. Is you're going to be sitting there at the end of the season, 8-9, 9-8, something like that, and you're going to miss the playoffs by a game, and you're going to look back at that one against Green Bay, and you're going to go, man, if only Groupie had made that kick. If only the defense had played better in the fourth quarter. If only, Pete Carmichael. I mean, one of the most frustrating things about that whole freaking thing is, like, after they scored and got the 2-point conversion, you get the ball and you go 3 straight passes. It's like, can we run some clock, please? Like, I mean, can we try to be a little more, diverse offensively? So anyway, it's just, again, I mean, Carolina's no good, and again, the Falcons lost yesterday, which helps. And Tampa, they're at home tonight, but they're home against the Eagles, and the Eagles are. Let me check the line on that real quick. The Eagles are a 5-point road favorite tonight, so hopefully the Eagles beat the Bucs tonight, so you keep pace. But if that happens, you're going to look up and go, yeah, we should be in first place alone in this division, but you gagged away a win. So, okay, let's say some good morning, see what y'all got. Again, short on time, my apologies. Let's go quickly. As always, shout out to Brock, the Veterans Orthopedic Clinic, Hudco Roofing, HudcoRoofing.com. Need an orthopedic, go to Brock. Need a roof, give us a shout at Hudco. And by the way, thanks to everybody yesterday who took a quick minute to leave a Google review. I explained it if you were here with us yesterday on Morning Scone. We forever and ever Hudco there's a Bossier office and a Baton Rouge office, like a brick and mortar office in Bossier and a brick and mortar office in Baton Rouge, and we service the whole state. And forever our Google reviews were combined, and recently, and I don't know why, Google split them. And all of the Google reviews now went to the Bossier office, which is fine. Again, we're all the same company. But if you click on Hudco Roofing Baton Rouge, there was like 6 reviews. So anyway, I asked yesterday if you would go to Google and leave a review. That would be, I would just be very, very grateful. Let's see, I think I can maybe post this in the comments. So a lot of you did, and I'm very grateful, but I'll go ahead and post this in the comments again. So if anybody, ooh, okay, I don't know why that happened. That's not what I wanted. Anyway, all right, let's say some good mornings here. Joey Vincent, Devin Johnson, good morning. Has Terrence Welch got reps during games this season? I thought he had a decent spring. I don't know what it matters about his spring. I'll tell you, in fall camp, he was just, buried on the depth chart. And when you've got a secondary that's playing the way LSU's is, and you're not making a dent, that's generally not a really good sign. Let's see. No Sweat Sports, good morning. Eric Wilderwater, good morning. Freaking nuts over the streak of defense holding teams under 20. We were just 6. That's a great point. That's a great point. That's a great point, Eric. So the Saints have this streak going of 11 games of holding teams under 20 points. They're 6-5 in those games. That's a great point. I will probably use that on air today. I'll give you credit, or maybe not. But that's a great point, Eric. That's great. Great observation. Brian Penton, from somewhere on the interstate. Who do you rather be this morning, Sean Payton or Dennis Allen? Dennis Allen. Well, maybe not, actually. I mean, Sean Payton has job security. Even though they gave up 70, it's embarrassing. He still has job security. Ransom Antoine, Matt Plavidal, good morning. Love the rant on the Saints. Feel like we'd have the same reaction if LSU found a way to lose. See, the difference is, Matt, is LSU wasn't in control of that game. I mean, LSU trailed the entire first half. LSU didn't lead until the third quarter. The difference is the Saints led the whole freaking game. You went into the fourth quarter up 17-0. They literally hadn't scored, and you managed to lose that game. Ryan Slayton, good morning from West Virginia. Okay, Dalton Barnett, good morning. Dalton, morning, Matt. It was a pleasure meeting you Saturday night. If you told me to shut up. Did I tell you to shut up? No. Dalton, you should have told me who you were. Oh, my God. You should have told me who you were. Hold on. Were you the guy who, did you come tap me on the shoulder during the show? So somebody kept tapping me. I wonder if that was you. It was near the end of the show as well. What I'll tell you is it's never a great idea to interrupt a live broadcast, because I generally don't react well to that, because my focus is not on who's coming to tap me on the shoulder. My focus is on the thousands of people watching the show. So I don't know if I told you to shut up. Oh, man. I'm sorry, dog. Hey, next time come before the show starts, man. Or holler after it's over. I wonder if that was you. I bet that was you. Anyway, but thank you for coming to hang out. Kelly Gross, Vernell Thomas, what's going on? Starting to fire Pete Carmichael petition if anyone wants to jump, including you, Scone. I'd be fine firing Pete Carmichael. I am good washing hands completely of the entire Sean Payton era. Yeah, dude, see, but that's the. But we weren't. See, you shouldn't have left right then, man. You should have waited until we finished. You should have waited. You should have waited until we finished, man. Because people always come and say, "Hey," and we hang for a while after. But dude, when I'm on air, dude, when I'm on, shoot, man. I don't know if y'all were watching the show. There was a guy who came with and he had a girl with him. They were trying to take pictures with him. That guy is a show sponsor. That's a client, and I completely ignored him too. And he knows. I talked to him after. I'm like, bro, I'm sorry I completely just stonewalled you, but I'm in the middle of the show. It ain't a good time. He's like, oh, I get it. Bubba Smith, Dale Broussard, Brian Robert, Vernell Thomas, Chuck Sanchez. What's up, Chuck? Get it? Up, Chuck? Let's see. Kirk Taylor. Good morning, Kirk Taylor. Feels like it's been a minute since we've seen you, man. Hope all is well. Dustin Balello. Enjoy my first whiskey and wine in person. You see, y'all gotta come say, you gotta introduce yourself to me. And tell me who you are. I'm looking at your picture right now, Dustin. I remember seeing you right there at the corner of the bar when we walked in. You got to introduce yourself to me, man. I wish I'd known that was you, but thank you very much for coming, man. It was nice to meet you, dude. Thank you for coming out. Please, if y'all come to a live event like that, please introduce yourself. I know all your names, right? I mean, Kurt can tell you, anybody, Jerry, Kelly Gross, any of y'all who I've had a good pleasure to meet in person, y'all know who you are, but tell me who you are. Introduce yourself to me, please, please, please. Kirk Taylor's time for the Saints to start looking for a new O-line coach. Well, the O-line coach is Doug Marrone, who is a really good coach. And remember, you got Jari Evans working with the offensive line as well. The problem is Ryan Ramczyk ain't playing well. Cesar Ruiz, you just broke him off, and he stinks. Trevor Penning isn't playing like a first-round draft pick. You're just not good. Tamachidi Thomas, good morning. See, Matt, you've been spot on with your assessments of LSU and the Saints. Unfortunately, sometimes. Well, I don't know, Tamachidi. I did think LSU was going to roll on Saturday. That's one I'll tell you I probably missed. I thought LSU was going to roll, and they did not. But thank you. Thank you for watching and listening. Josh DeVilliers, Matt, a win is a win is a time. It's just me. You think we need to run the ball more with Diggs and Caleb Jackson? They definitely got away from that in the first half. They definitely got away from running the ball in the first half. Yes, I thought, and they had success early doing it. I thought they'd continue to do it. Hunter Broadhead, Matt, I watched your live after the game. I feel like if Carr was there, we would have won. Here's the thing, Hunter. Now, I'm not trying to be combative, and I got to go because I got to get. It's 8:01 already. You do realize that with Derek Carr, you scored a touchdown on the first drive of the game and never scored again. You had a punt return for a touchdown. And the touchdown you scored, by the way, was on a short field after a shaked punt, and you had a 44-yard drive. I don't know what to tell you, dude. With Derek Carr as your starting quarterback, you scored 16 points at home against Tennessee and went on the road and scored 20 points against Carolina. And your offense with Derek Carr yesterday scored 10 points because 7 of them were on the punt return. You ain't good. You don't score. You have good player. Chris Olave is a great player. Good to see Michael Thomas healthy. Nice to see him actually target a tight end in the red zone. Jimmy Graham touchdown. But you ain't good. I don't know what to tell you. People have this image in their mind of what they think Derek Carr is or could be, but you look at the end of the game and you've got 16 freaking points. 16 against Tennessee, 20 against Carolina, 17 against Green Bay. You stink. You can't score. All right, I got to go. Sorry to be short. Y'all have a great day. Peace.